Yeah, this is a continuation on the issue of Kenya grey listing on the FAFT laws. And of course, this is for weak action on money laundering and terrorism financing, and what that means and what must happen next. So, as you know, Kenya and Namibia are the latest African countries to be placed on the Financial Action Task Force list. And this is over the weak measures against money laundering and, of course, terrorism. So being on this list is an indication of a country's inability to identify and effectively redress crimes. So it is negative that for a great country to be on that list. However, South Africa and Nigeria are also on that list. Just Kenya and Namibia now are the new countries to be added. What that means, again, like I said in the previous video, it affects the financial system of that country from every level, from top to bottom. Even individuals are now scrutinized. Every action that has large amounts of money is also included. Now, for Kenya to be on that list, this really affects financial integrity and security of Kenya in that regard, financially or economically. So anti-money laundering, AML, as it's sometimes called, and combating financial terroristic crimes, CTF, as it's sometimes called, these are not just abstract concepts. They have real implications for the economy, they have real implications for the society, and of course, they have real implications on the national security of the country. First, let's understand what anti-money laundering and combating of the financial terrorism entails. It involves a set of laws. It involves a set of regulations and also a set of measures designed to prevent the illegal process of money obtained from criminal activities and then make them appear legitimate. On the other hand, CTF involves measures aimed at preventing funds from being used to finance terroristic activities. So in Kenya, the impact of money laundering and terroristic financing is significant, and that's why they're on the list. These activities undermine the integrity of our financial system. And of course, these monies fuel corruption, and they pose a threat to national security because criminal organizations and terroristic groups exploit vulnerabilities in our financial system to launder money, finance the operations, and evade detection by the law enforcement agencies. So, the consequences of these deficiencies extend beyond financial implications. They erode investor confidence, which is global. They hamper economic growth and, of course, tarnish the country's reputation. And this is a global stage. It's an international stage. Just because you're on the list does not mean it only affects, like in Kenya, it does not only affect Tanzania and Uganda. It's global. UK, USA, they watch that list and they know the countries that are on the list. So being perceived as a weak country or unable to fight these measures, this will definitely deter financial investment. It will also limit access to international financial markets, and that will hinder our efforts to achieve sustainable development in the near future. So the recent placement of Kenya on this list by the Financial Action Task Force, FAFT, underscores the urgency of addressing anti-money laundering and funding of terrorism. This designation carries significant consequences, including due diligence measures by foreign regulators and increased transaction cost for business operating in Kenya. So now it's even more expensive to do business in Kenya. As you know, as a developing country, we need foreign investment, we need investors, we need doing business in Kenya to be easy and smooth. So for Kenya to mitigate this, there's certain things that they must do, because money laundering and financial terrorism, they aim to prevent criminals and terrorists from using financial systems to launder illicit funds or finance their activities. So these laws prevent or include provisions for identifying and verifying customers and reporting suspicious transactions, conducting risk assessments, and implementing preventative measures within the financial sector and other designated non-financial business and professions. So what Kenya has to do to mitigate these challenges and safeguard our financial standing, or how to safeguard our financial integrity? Kenya must take decisive action. This includes strengthening anti-money laundering laws, strengthening laws against terrorism financing, and the laws and regulations to align with international standards and, of course, best practices globally. Then Kenya must enhance collaboration and information sharing among government agencies. So financial institutions and law enforcement agencies will now have to work together and share information. So if you're in the US and you send to Kenya $100,000, this money will be scrutinized. They'll want to know where it came from, how you got it, and where it's going, because Kenya is on their list. Of course, South Africa is on their list, Nigeria is on their list, and now Namibia is on their list. The other thing Kenya has to do is improve the capacity and effectiveness of institutions responsible for looking for money laundering activities and financing of terrorism. So they have to improve the capacity. They have to look for ways, global ways and best practice ways, and improve institutions responsible for the supervision and enforcement of this. Whether they have to add more police, whether they have to add more intelligence, whether they have to add more people to monitor money laundering activities online. Basically, cybersecurity has to be enhanced in these countries so that they can monitor what's going on. Number 4, Kenya must enhance public awareness and engagement to promote a culture of compliance and vigilance against financial crimes. So the people have to be made aware how to see it, how to look for it, and how to report it. So everybody around you will be a police person, because the government has to enhance and engage the public and improve the capacity and effectiveness of the institutions, which means also the people. So the public enhancement, awareness, and engagement to promote the culture of being able to be whistleblowers and report what's going on. Then number 5, Kenya has to invest in technology and innovation to enhance the detection and prevention of money laundering and terroristic activities. Cybersecurity activities in Kenya will now be at an all-time high, because that's how they catch communication between people laundering money, and people being involved in criminal activity. If you're a criminal person looking to do an activity, you know you'll be arrested, you know you'll be caught. So, by addressing these challenges effectively, Kenya can enhance its financial resilience and also protect its citizens. Because if this continues, the citizens are the ones who suffer on the issues I listed above, up to including a slowdown in the economy. Because these threats posed by financial crimes are a negative implication, and they can foster a negative economic growth and development for a country like Kenya that needs, or any other developing country that needs, sustainable economic growth and development. So this fight against money laundering and terroristic financing is not just a regulatory obligation. It's a collective responsibility to safeguard the future of Kenya. So therefore, let us work together to strengthen our anti-money laundering activities and, of course, look out for people financing terrorism, because that framework, or those two, are enough to destroy an economy of a country that needs development and sustainability. So Kenyans must uphold the integrity of our financial system and secure a prosperous future for all. As you can see, customers, we have to do, basically Kenyans have to do our due diligence. Financial institutions and designated entities must conduct due diligence on their customers and to verify their identities, assess the nature of their business relationship, and understand the source of the funds. Those are key. So, in conclusion, preventing and detecting financial crimes, protecting the integrity of the financial system, and enhancing global efforts to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. This compliance with these laws is essential for financial institutions, designated entities, and other stakeholders to mitigate risk and maintain trust and uphold regulatory standards. For me, that's all I have to say. And I pray for our country, Kenya, to do whatever it needs and whatever it can to make sure we are taken off that list in the shortest amount of time possible. Thank you.